Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. We still have few more people to join. We'll start in 5 minutes. Okay, we'll start discussing the answers and checking your homework. Good evening, all of y'all. So I saw all your marks. I hope all of y'all saw it too. Did you all see your marks?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Then it was great. I'm super, super proud of all of y'all. All of y'all have put in effort this time. Like nobody, for the first time now, nobody came under special homework category. So keep it up. Please don't make sure that you're, okay, fine, this time I got it. Don't just leave it lethargically like that. Please put in the same effort that you put this time for your next work test also. So I don't want anybody to come under special homework next time. All right. So to start off with, all those who got full marks, that is Aishwarya, Deepika, Altvika, and Sritej, excellent work. And those who almost scored it, that is Adrit and Saumya, great work.
Ma'am, actually, ma'am, by mistake, I wrote reproduction.
Okay, so you lost mark because of that. And Ashwath and Tarakeshwaran, you both have scored 8. Okay, good work. But try to score full mark next time. Okay. All right. Let me check all your homeworks. Before that, I'll just tell all the mistakes that you guys did. So those who did the mistakes alone.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, when the class will be started, before 15 minutes, I'm getting like now I have to send the homework. When I'm doing the homework, I'm forgetting to send it.
Okay, did you send it or not now?
Now I sent it.
Okay, fine. So Adritya, you lost mark for that reproduction answer. Instead of writing mammals, you wrote reproduction. And Saumya, the mistake that you did is, what are the two components of habitat, Saumya? Is Saumya here? She's not there, no? Okay, so she lost mark for that. And Ashwath, the mistake that you did is, actually Ashwath would have scored full marks. He didn't do any mistake. He did spelling mistake. Because of that, he lost 2 marks. He's supposed to get 10 on 10. So for aquatic, what is aquatic spelling, Ashwath? What is spelling of aquatic?
AQ.
UATIC. You wrote AQA. So you lost mark for that. And the spelling of terrestrial? You wrote terrestrial. So you missed an E and an R. So for that, you lost mark. Otherwise, I'm supposed to give you full mark, but I can't do injustice to the rest of the class, right? So because of that, you lost mark. Okay, so focus on your spelling errors. And Advika, Aishwarya, and Deepika, turn your cameras on, please. After Ashwath, we have Tarakeshwaran. Is he here? No, he's not here. Okay, fine. Go on with the homework. I already checked Adrit's homework. Combination station. Okay, Aishwarya. Donation is due.
Ma'am, I forgot one word in my homework. I forgot to mention about sleep. So,
Which is hibernation.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, now I'm rejoining it.
Okay. Okay, all right. All of y'all have sent your homework. Good work. Are you all ready for a new lesson? Do any of you all feel like I'm going a bit fast or something, or is it all understandable?
It's normal.
Okay, if any of you all feel like I'm rushing up or you want me to take a portion again, please let me know, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Share my screen in a minute. Okay, now enough of biology. Now this time it's gonna be a little bit of physics for all of you all. So definitely it's gonna have sums and it's gonna be a little bit boring, not as interesting as the post lesson. Soumya, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Soumya, what are the two components of habitat?
And the two components of habitat are shelter and
What is the other word?
shelter and habitat. Shelter and water.
Shelter and water. Deepika, can you correct Soumya?
Ma'am, biotic and ma'am, it's biotic and abiotic components.
Biotic and abiotic component. Okay, Soumya, it's not shelter and water. Okay, so you lost mark for that. Otherwise, you could have scored full marks. All right, so yeah, let's go on with the lesson. Just 1 minute. Okay, so our new lesson's name is Motion and Measurement of Distance. Okay, so what is motion, guys? What is the meaning of motion?
Movement. And everything is in the motion.
Everything is in motion. What is the meaning of that? Only asked. I didn't ask you.
Movement. Ma'am, movement.
Movement, okay. Very good. What else? What are the other words that you can say? How can you say something is in motion?
When it moves, then we see it.
When it moves. Okay. So apart from saying, is there any other word that you can use other than saying when it moves? Okay. Now you're going to a shop. When you're going inside a shop, and okay. So when you're going inside a shop, before going inside, you're seeing the car at position A. After you come out, this is before going to the shop. After you come out of the shop, you see the car in position B, but you didn't see the car move. So how can you say the car was in motion? But you will say the car was in motion. So how can you say the car is in motion?
Ma'am, because it can move.
Ma'am, because it moved from one place to
And
another.
because it's not in the position where it started.
Exactly. It's not in the position where it started. So any body that changes its position can be said to be in motion. All right. So you would normally define motion as if a body, for example, this body, it's in the state of rest. Okay. If no movement mean if there is no movement, you will tell the body is in rest. Okay. So when the body is in state of rest, when it does not change its position with respect to time. A body is said to be in motion when it changes its position in respect to time. So how will you tell a body is in a rest? You will say a body is in rest when it does not whereas a body is in motion to tell a body is in motion when it changes in respect to time. You got the difference, both of you, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so when it moves from A to B, you tell that it has changed its position. All right, this is how you will write the definition. Now, let's talk about our everyday motion. So we use different means of transport. Getting to different places. So ever since ancient times, in the olden days, these humans, they have devised different means of transport for moving from one place to another. In the olden days, what were these things? What were the vehicles used?
Ma'am, by walking or by some animal.
Walking,
Or by using the bullock cart.
animals like donkeys, horses, bullock,
Elephant.
elephants. Very good. So these were used. And then a little more modernized after days came, autos came, right? Auto rickshaws. And then cabs, cars, many more. So they designed before that also they used boats. Yeah, so they designed boats so that will resemble the shape of an animal living in the water. Why?
Airplane.
Okay, why are they designing boats that resemble shapes of animal in the living water? Why are they building boats like that?
Ma'am, so that
So that
it can move in speed.
it can move in speed. Okay, what else?
Ma'am, so that it can move in water like a fish, but not
Exactly.
exactly in water.
Exactly. Just so that it can move in the water just like the aquatic animals. Okay. So what is that word I told you? What body does aquatic animals have?
Streamlined body.
Streamlined body. Exactly. So even like that, now you take a fish. It's like this. It's pointed over here, right? So look at the shape of the fish and look at the shape of the boat. The same, right? So boats were animals so that we can move in the water more easily. All right. So they invented the wheel after that. So wheel invention. So after inventing wheel, only all these came up. That is animals, that is bullocks, auto rickshaws, and all came with the invention of wheel. Okay, so wheel invention we'll talk about, and this only led to the invention of carts and other animal-driven modes of transport. And during the beginning of the 19th century, these humans, they designed the steam engine. What is steam engine? What is steam engine?
Ma'am, they used it for trains. They will put coal in it and
Exactly.
burn it.
They put coal in it and then they burn it. That is steam engine. So basically, the burning of coal was used as fuel, right? So there used to be this place where there is fire burning and they put all coal in it, and this will generate the heat which will go out as steam, and it will help the steam engine or the train to move. Okay, so this was not only used in trains, but after that it was followed by automobiles and other cars, motor cars and all. So you can see that even steam comes out in bullets, bikes and all, behind that steam comes out the exhaust. So this was used, this methodology was used. Okay, so if I'm asking you all to write about the development of means of transport, each of this, all these are points only. Okay, so this all should be explained in detail. Okay, now let's get to measuring. So measuring the length. So how do they start to measure the length? Let's talk about the history of that. Okay, so first the length or the distance. So what is distance and what is length? What is the difference between these two terms? They look alike, but there is some difference. What is it?
Length means a particular distance.
Day. What particular distance? Both are different words and telling you saying the same thing. What else? Something new?
Ma'am, length means measuring.
Measuring. Okay, good try. Anybody else? Why always Atrika? Guys, come on.
What, ma'am?
What is the meaning of length and what is the meaning of distance?
Ma'am, length is the measurement of like line segments, and the distance, the measurement of distance is when we have to like measure how much steps we covered, like that.
Exactly. Very good. Very good. Who said this?
Ma'am, Soumya.
Okay, very good, Soumya. Exactly. So length is different, distance is different. Okay, first we'll talk about distance. Okay, so distance is like she said, it's a number of steps. So it is how far or long something is distance. So distance is the measure of how far or long something is. Okay, for example, the length of a table or the soccer field. What is the length of the soccer field? Or how far is Mumbai from Delhi? All this is the distance. Okay, whereas length can be measured in the term of a unit. Okay, so unit is nothing but it's a comparison of what do you say, a quantity that you don't know with a known quantity. Like for example, you're taking you need a cloth. Okay, quantity that you don't know with the quantity that you know. So what do you say? My budget is not budget. Let's say the cloth that you're taking is 100 meters. Okay. But I need to stitch a cloth. Okay. So this is the 100 meter is the cloth that I'm getting, that I'm buying. Okay. But to stitch the cloth, I don't know how much I'll need. Maybe I'll need 55, maybe I'll need 60. But I know that I need it within 100 only I need. Okay. So this is the value that you know. This is the value that how much you don't know. So for this, you use length calculation. Okay. Just know this vaguely. I'll explain in detail later. Okay. So I'll just write the definition for distance first. Then we'll go with length shortly. Okay, so distance is something you normally don't, you will not ask, what do you say? From Mumbai to Chennai, how far is it? They're asking you. You won't say it is 100 meter, 200 meter like a clock. You won't say. You will say it is 1,000 kilometer or how many kilometers. You will say the distance is. You won't say the length is. So length is nothing but a unit. It's just a unit. But distance is the term that you use. Okay, do you guys understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody has a doubt?
No, ma'am.
No.
Okay. So basically, distance is associated with length only, but this is the word that you use. This is the unit that you use. This is the measurement. So length is like the measurement of something or a segment, okay? Or a dimension of a room or anything. Length, breadth, height, and all. No? Distance is how far apart the objects are. That is normally you will take, okay? You won't say, now you can ask that here is the school, here is the canteen. What is the distance from the school to canteen? You will say, you won't say length. Now you're taking a table in the classroom. You will say, what is the length of the table? So you can see this is more smaller measurement, but the length, sorry, length is more smaller measurement, but the distance is much of a longer measurement. You guys understand? So distance is
ma'am.
normally associated with how far the object is or how far the places are. Length is the unit for measuring something where you can measure easily. All right. So now let's look at traditional ways of measuring length because we're talking about the history now. So what are the traditional ways that they used? Okay, so before we go into that, you guys can just make note of this. Okay. And also the homework will be tell me when you guys are done.
Ma'am, in this week, nobody will have special homework.
Nobody will have. It's based on school then.
Ma'am, what is... Ma'am,
Tell me, da.
in length can be measured in dash. Ma'am, what is that word?
Length can be measured in terms of unit.
Mom, done mom with noting with the homework.
Okay.
Mom, I'm done wish Friday.
Quick, guys.
Mom, can you give me time of 2 minutes? I have to off my cam.
Sure.
Ma'am, I am also done.
Okay.
I'm done, Deepika.
Ma'am, the wheel invention was done in the 19th century or the steam engine?
The wheel is before the steam engine. The steam engine is only the 19th century. Only if wheel is being invented, you can use it for the trains, no?
Okay.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, wheel was...
Sorry? Did anybody say
When
something?
will you discuss about the wheel invention?
Yeah, you have to write about it. You are supposed to write it. See, because even I've written in order only. No, after wheel only, I've written steam engine, right?
Ma'am, this is Sadrit. I'm done.
Okay.
Ma'am, for the homework, for the discovery of traveling, we have to write that why they traveled from one place to another.
No, you just need to write the means of transport invention.
Ma'am, this is free page. I'm done.
Okay. Who else is left? Anybody left? Okay, great. So now we're going to see all the traditional ways that they use for measuring length. All right. So traditional methods of measuring length means they were used, like, what do you say? Well, the use of length of one's foot, for example, like you use your hand for measurement, you use your foot for measurement. So olden days they used, because we didn't have measuring tape and all. So things that were used is okay, but you know that because for different people, they have different sizes of hand, different sizes of leg. So it is inconsistent. Okay, so since this varies from person to person and it does not lack like doesn't have any uniformity or anything, this method was dropped out. Okay, so after this is the one that was used for the traditional ways in the olden days. Then came the standard units that we use now. After this came the standard units. Okay, after this got collapsed. So standardizing the length measurement. So how that happened? So scientists from all over the world, they accepted one common standard units of measurement. Okay. So scientists, they came up with one standard unit of measurement. So the international system, they created one system. Okay, now we know, like this should be called a flower, this should be called a dog, this is called a human. So since we have the scientific names in biology, we have different names. We call homo sapiens, we say homo sapiens for animals in more scientific biological name. Okay, sorry, for humans sorry, for humans you say homo sapiens. Okay, so homo sapiens means humans. So like this, we have scientific names like this. We have a scientific standardized measurement. We know that this should be measured in milliliters. This should be measured in kilometers. We can't measure a bottle of water in kilometers. We can say only how many liter it is. So there is a scientific system that came based in order to develop one standard unit of measurement, and that is UNAT. That is known as the International System of Units, which is called as the SI unit. Okay, it's called as SI unit. All right, it was set up as the convention for measurement. So what is the convention that is used for measurement? It is the SI unit. Don't forget. Okay, so the meter is the SI unit of length. Okay, like for example, we are saying speed, or what do we are saying you know square root of, right? You know what is the meaning of square root of, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay, do you know what is the meaning of square?
Yes, ma'am.
Not square, measurement square. Do you know what is that?
Ma'am, the square is one square, one, that one.
Sorry, come again.
Ma'am, the math squares.
Math square, exactly. Okay, now for volume, find the volume of water bottle. You know that the volume is always found in cube. Cube means power 3. Okay, so meter cube is the SI unit for volume. So like this, there is SI unit for everything. So SI unit of length is meter. It should always be in meter. If they're asking you length, you should always write it in meter. If they're asking you to convert to kilometer, then you can convert it to kilometer. All right. So the meter is the SI unit of length. So 1 meter has, 1 meter is how many centimeter?
100.
So 1 meter has 100 divisions. And 1 kilometer is how many meter?
1,000.
1000 meter. All right. This is what they found out when they first discovered about the lengths. Okay. So zero error and the correct way to measure length. How to measure length we're going to see. Okay. So always when you're going to measure length. So how to measure okay. So first, the scale, it should always be in contact with the object. Okay, this is, I'm not writing it down. Please note it down if you want to remember. Okay, so always you're going to measure something, you should place the scale. So if you want to measure the bed or you want to measure a book, you're going to place it at the scale at the edge of the book. Okay, so it should always be in contact with the object. You should not put it in air. It should not, the scale should be floating somewhere, the book should be somewhere. No, it should be in touching the book. Okay, so first thing, the scale should be in contact with the object. Second, if the scale is broken, the scale in the sense, not, I'm not meaning the scale, this ruler that you use during school, that scale I'm not telling. This lines that you see, no, the lines that you see is called a scale. This can be on the, in the form of a tape. It can be type of a measuring tape, or the metal measuring one, the measuring when I don't know what's the name of it, I'm not getting it. The one that you use for measuring furnitures, like a tape, you pull it, you leave it, it goes back to its position.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, the measuring.
Yeah, the measuring tape, but that is another name for it. So the ones that use a tailoring, so everything you can see it has lines. So this is called scale. Okay, you can use anything of this. Okay, so scales should be in contact with the object. First thing. Second, if the scales are broken or the zero mark is not visible, then it can cause, if zero mark is not visible. Okay, so if zero mark, it will cause an error in the calculation, which is called as zero error. Okay, so always measure from the zero to get accurate calculation, or mistake, there will be a mistake in the calculation, which is called as zero error. Okay, then the measuring from a different mark must be carried out. Okay, you either start with zero, or you start with one, or you start with two. You don't start in between. Okay, if you start in between, it will become wrong. Okay, that's the second point. Third point, the correct reading will be obtained only by subtracting the value from the full mark, considered as zero. Okay, like I'm repeating the point again. The correct reading will be obtained by subtracting the value from the full mark considered as zero. Okay, in the sense, okay, so 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 lines in between. Okay, now taking a measurement. Okay, which is 2 centimeter. How do I know 2 centimeter? Because I know that I'm subtracting the remaining part. That's what they're trying to say. I know it's a bit confusing. You need not write all that. You're just subtracting the remaining part to get the exact part of what you have measured. So while you are measuring, the eye must be exactly above the point. You should not be looking here, 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 here. It should exactly be here. Your eye should be at this point to see exactly where it's placed at zero. So above the point where the measurement is taken, in order to avoid another error. So if eyes It will cause another error which is called as parallax error. Okay, now we'll talk about what parallax error is later on. Okay. So, but you understood what zero error is, right? Did you guys
Yes,
understand what zero error is? Okay, fine. Make note of it.
ma'am, can you show the first homework?
That's why I told you to write in the beginning itself. Now it's going to be difficult for everybody to copy. No, quickly copy and tell me. I'll scroll down. But note it in your mind. Explain the discovery of means of traveling.
Ma'am, can you show it down?
I'll be back, guys. Make note of it. I'll be back. If you guys are done, make note of it. You can leave the class.
Ma'am, Advika, I'm done writing of the notes.
Okay.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye bye.
Ma'am, this is Soumya and I'm done writing.
Okay.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye bye.
Ma'am, that was Aishwarya.
Bye bye.
Ma'am, this is Adrita and done.
Okay. Bye, Adrit.
Ma'am, this is Sridevi. I'm done. Bye. Ma'am. Ma'am, can you show the first homework?
Minute.
This is Deepika. I'm done.
Okay, Deepika.
Ma'am, I am assured done.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.